What's up, YouTube? Capital G. Here's some more information about some cards from Fusion Enforcers, and a new Predaplant fusion monster has been revealed. This one is a promo, so there's really no telling when we're going to get this. We don't have like a hard release date, but I actually like this card a lot. I think it is actually way better than something like Star Venom. I think it's actually quite comparable to Star Venom. This is Predator Plants, or excuse me, they're not Predator Plants anymore. They're Predaplants. Predaplants, Drago Stapelio. It's a dark plant monster. It's fusion because, you know, obviously it's a Predaplant support. Level 8, 2700 attack, 1900 defense. Stat line is excellent for a level 8 monster. Once you get the level 8 for fusion, at least give me, I don't know, give me at least Stardust. Give me at least 2500 attack, and I think I'm fine with that. Really, the summoning conditions are why I like this card. I think they're just really easy to meet. It requires one fusion monster plus one dark monster. I know some people are like, oh, come on, Cap. You got to use a fusion monster. That means you'll have to fuse a bunch of times. Guys, think about it. Elder Entity Norton. That means you can just instant fusion and grab like a Lunar Light, and bam, you instantly have your conditions met. And that was actually the first deck that popped in my into my mind, even before Predaplants, where obviously this card will be fantastic in as well. But Lunar Lights, man, Lunar Light, the entire deck is dark. You're already running Fusion Substitute and Polymerization. It's you know, obviously you can splash it in because a lot of Lunar Light variants do run like they already run Star Venom as well. All right, and then we have the effect. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, place one predator counter on it. If it is level 2 or higher, it becomes level 1, which obviously the Predaplant monsters, you know, they all kind of work around that, the whole mechanic of giving your opponent Predaplant monsters and just kind of wrecking monsters that are very low level. As long as it has a predator counter, okay, a predator counter, it basically is level 1. The second effect really kind of ties in with the first effect. Negate the activated effects of your opponent's monsters that have a predator counter on them. So this card is basically, in layman's terms, just kind of like a built-in Phoenix chain. It would have been kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie, if the monster's attack like was cut in half. I don't even need 0. Just if the monster's attack was like cut in half, that'd be pretty cool. But I mean, just think about it. Like, how good is it just to, I mean, being able to negate like a tour guide or a Teratop, or, you know, just any basic monster that your opponent wants to trigger the effect. You just, you know, put a predator counter on it, and then it just is negated. And this is a very easy card to make, guys, because of instant fusion. Like, until Konami like takes Norton out of the game, which I don't see them doing anytime soon, this card is going to have a lot of synergy with a card like Elder Entity Norton. I actually like this card a little more than Greedy, just because it's a quick effect. I still don't understand why Greedy was not a quick effect, but this guy is. I mean, it doesn't offer itself any protection like the other I don't want to compare this to the other dimension dragons like, you know, Clear Wing and Crystal Wing, how they kind of like protect themselves, whatnot. Same thing with like Dark Requiem. But there is something to say about the fact that this is a quick effect, and I think this card is pretty easy to use. You could even, I don't know about Dark Lords, because I don't really think Dark Lords play, like, they don't really play instant fusion from what I can tell. Next, let's look at some more fusion cards, boys. Let's look at Fusion Enforcers. We now know about a new Fluffal card. We have the Fire Eidolon Beast, and then we have a new Eidolon Beast fusion card, which is actually a quick play. So this card, the first card we're going to look at is the new Fluffal Penguin. I have no idea where this came from. I'm about 4 episodes behind in Arc V. I haven't seen this card on the show at all, so like I don't remember Sora playing this card. So this is like definitely something Konami hasn't even put on the anime yet, unless I guess they put it in like the last couple episodes. This card is actually pretty good. The first thing I noticed was, oh Lord, guys, why on earth? Why is it a level 4 water? You guys already know where I'm going with this. I mean, it's a fairy, which, I mean, that's cool, but like, it's a water. It's level 4, 1600 attack and 1100 defense, and you guys already know where I'm going. This means that you can now run Totally Awesome and Bahamut Shark and Fluffals. Why not? Fluffals are already a deck that run Norton. They run instant fusion because you can instant fusion out sheep. So I mean, why not be able to just make Totally Awesome now? Fluffals are a deck that to me, they lack like very strong turn 1 plays. Like when Fluffals are forced to go first, they really don't have any great plays. I mean, I guess you can make like sheep, but people can just like cast out that motherfucker. So this is just, I mean, it gives them access to like Totally Awesome. The second effect, or actually let's read either one of the effects. I'm getting so hung up on Bahamut Shark Treatoad combos. It says effect number 1, Once while this card is face up during your main phase, you can special summon one Fluffal monster from your hand except Fluffal Penguin. That's very good because it opens up, like, you can basically normal summon this, and then you can special summon like a dog out of your hand, and not only does that give you an Exceed play, but the dog will obviously search a card, and you got 2 level 4s on board, so you can just kind of do stuff. The second effect is actually pretty damn bonkers. The second effect is if this card is sent to the graveyard as fusion material for the fusion summon of a Frightful fusion monster, you can draw 2 cards, then discard one card. Fluffals already have a bunch of draw supports in their deck because of things like Fluffal Wings, but this just gives you another way of getting wings in the graveyard and a lot more draw power. And obviously, if you discard things like Galaxy Cyclone, you can use them later in the duel. Same thing goes with Breakthrough Skill. But the most obvious thing to discard is just like Toy Vendor. If you happen to draw a Toy Vendor, just discard it and just go ahead and search. So I would definitely run like 1 copy of this card. I think it's pretty good just for the turn 1 plays and the synergy with Norton, man. I think this card is actually pretty well designed, and I think it's going to be a pretty good card. Then we finally have the Fire Eidolon Beast. They kind of dragged their feet with the fire one. We've known about like the other ones for a very long time. This is it's let me try and pronounce this right. Purgatorio. Purgatorio. Okay, Purgatorio, the Eidolon Beast. It's a Fire Fiend fusion effect monster, level 7, 2300 attack, 2300 defense. It requires, obviously, you guys could pretty much guess this. It requires Alistair plus a fire monster. I mean, I guess Metaphors. If you're banishing from your opponent's graveyard, the only like meta fire card that I really see other than Humongous is going to be like banishing your opponent's Metaphors monsters. I can't think of anything else that's fire. That maybe you get lucky with a fire barrier statue or something like that. This card gains 200 attack for each monster your opponent controls. So I'm not crazy about that because it makes it kind of hard to put on the field if your opponent doesn't have at least 2 monsters. I mean, I guess it comes out if your opponent has a monster at 2500, which is not bad, but if it's on the field by itself, it's pretty weak at 2300, and you wouldn't want to put it in defense because 2000 defense isn't very high. It says this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. If this card attacks a defense position monster, you do piercing damage. Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, it seems like this card is kind of designed to be like a counter if your opponent plays like Scapegoat or any type of tokens, or has like a very, very big field of like at least 3 monsters. I could see it really kicking ass in that situation because it basically would get, what, 600 attack. It'd be like 29. It'd do piercing damage, but it is going to get progressively weaker as you kill your opponent's monsters, so don't forget that. I don't know. I honestly, if you totally skip this card, I could kind of see that. I mean, I just don't see so much natural synergy with fire monsters because the only like splashable fire engines historically have been things like, I guess, Volcanics. And then we have, and I got maybe Fire Hand, but that's not, I mean, I don't know if that's consistent enough. Next, we have Scripture of Law. This is the new Eidolon Quick Play Fusion card. It says you can only activate 1 Scripture of Law per turn. Okay, man, they are really just making this deck almost identical to Shadows, I swear. Tribute 1 Eidolon Beast Monster, special summon 1 Eidolon Beast Monster with a different attribute from the extra deck. This special summon is treated as a fusion summon. It better be, because if this shit dies, I want to be able to call the Haunted it back. So basically, this can allow you to take like this guy and go into like Radine or something like that. I mean, it's not bad. It means it kind of gives you protection from any of your opponent's targeting monsters. Obviously, you can use it during the battle phase, which is kind of nice. You're probably not going to run more than like 1 of this because I could see it kind of being a bricky card. Eidolons don't seem to have that big of a problem. Getting Eidolon Beasts, getting their fusions on the field seems pretty easy in the deck, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like if you're going to play this card, you really need to run a lot of Eidolons in your extra deck, like at least like 7 of them or so, probably 1 of every attribute, and then maybe like 2 of a couple of them. Like Radine is like super good in my opinion, the Book of Moon guy that activates, and the Earth one is pretty good too, the one that is basically the walking ultimate providence. So I don't know, maybe like 1 of these, but even at this point, people still don't know what the makeup of Eidolons, what like a great Eidolon deck looks like. So let me know what you guys think of these cards. I see this card being excellent in Predaplants, also, and a deck like Lunar Lights. I would 100% play this in Lunar Lights, no questions asked. The new Fluffal card is great in my opinion. I like both effects, and I like the fact that we can pretty much now play Totally Awesome and Fluffals. I probably know what I'm playing on live stream today, Thursday, and these two cards are okay. I mean, probably like one of this and one of this top. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and thank you guys for watching as always.